Well, that's a shame. Okay. So yeah.
It got cut because the milkshake machine's sharp.
Now with
I
Tom,
was I
we
was moving it around and then my hand got stuck.
Please tell me you're recording this.
I recorded after, so we just got the explanation and not the actual. Uh,
Yeah,
re-
that's good. That's fine because it'll go in the outtakes section. So it doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense.
sure.
I didn't know we were recording. I wouldn't have said it otherwise.
But you need to. I think you do need to start recording before you really start doing it.
Yeah, okay, because I
You
just
can't
kind
be
of.
like
We
three,
did it
two, one,
last time
go.
anyway.
You know, it's shambles. This is even worse because
Yeah.
Tom's here.
I'm in
You're not wrong.
shambles.
Things are worse with Tom's here, but okay. All right, that
Hey, that was actually really mean.
I'll cut
Save
this
it.
bit. It's fine. Oh god, that peaked so hard. All right,
Peeking.
comments. We're going to be looking at
Tweaking.
the comments on the Reddit and that one guy that commented on the actual YouTube channel video that just had a bunch of opinions.
We were
and
saving for
just
last.
Did not. Well, in all fairness, I didn't ask him to back him up on like this one, but still, yeah, we're saving him for last.
It was a power move, really.
And then at the end, we're going to actually apply the correction, Harry, of the veteran. It's not veteran. What was it?
To apply the Harry.
Deep pockets. We're going to apply the Harry deep pockets, and yeah, to see if anyone actually changes any of their minds on the tier list.
What are you talking about?
Go Harry.
So we start with Sack the Whack, who says Fonz and Sweet Tooth should swap.
He's wrong.
It's a florid description.
I asked him to elaborate because I wanted to actually have a conversation
You asked
about
him
it,
directly.
other than just us just saying no or yes, which I agree with that. But
We know
we'll
yes.
discuss. We'll discuss after this. But yeah, he then responds with Harry.
What?
What does he respond with?
Oh, right. He says, I just find Thorns more helpful. It has never left my palate once I got it there. It is a life saviour with Swarmers and Shockers. With Sweet Tooth, you're just going to die before you get to the trigger.
Now,
So I think I agree with him on Thorns, but I'm not on the Sweet Tooth.
I agree with him on both because as you've been aware, I've noticed that just red sugar is just so rare. It's so annoying to rely on to like actually like get health back and like
Oh, yeah, okay.
exist
Thorns
with.
is more reliable.
Yeah, I mean it's not really gonna get you back to full, but it might get you out of the one-shot territory that Hazard 5 puts you in. Although I guess we that was one of the other issues later on that I guess we'll cover then, but I mentioned now. But like we are looking
Having
at this.
health is good.
Well, not that, but like we're looking through this mainly in Hazard 5. But I feel like if it applies in Hazard 5, it's going to apply everywhere else, really.
Yeah, but I think I agree with his position, but not really his reasoning. I'd say it's much more simple in that I would say that Thorns is probably better because it's much more reliable
Yeah, like
to actually get use out of it.
and I think
I
that
probably would swap them, but I don't fully
and
agree
like
with his
this and
explanation.
some other comments did lead to I think Thorns should have been S, and I think Sweet Tooth is not equal to Resupplier. I think we were wrong in like saying that the same.
Yeah, I sort of felt that way afterwards, to be honest.
Because I think there's equal or less of a health boost, and red sugar you can't summon whenever you feel, wherever you feel. Like it's not the same kind of reliability to like stay alive. So
Yeah,
I think
and then we do the follow up to that. The next comment
yeah,
from
there
someone
is
else.
there is then someone,
Clanky Heartbeat.
yeah.
He says that it's essential for scouts or other builds that can't deal with them. I assume by them he's talking about swarmers and shockers.
Yeah, probably.
It's mainly, but the thing is, scout and engineer are the ones that have the most trouble in that area.
I think it's great on engineer.
But it is, but both scout and engineer have decent ways of dealing with them, but not. Well, scout's an idiot, but it doesn't involve killing them. Scout can kind of just get away.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
I don't carry on scout because of
Engineer-
that.
Engineer's not in too much trouble as long as his turrets are up. You have to put your turrets up. So
Yeah.
So I'd say Thorns is the most useful in engineer. But
I think
Overall,
it's useful no matter
it's
what.
right.
No,
Yeah.
it's useless on driller
It is not
because he has so
useless.
good area of effect.
It is not
Attacks.
useless.
Using
It's
cold
still-
radiance or heat radiance, it's useless.
It's still like kills anything that touches you.
Look.
That doesn't change that. It's still good.
I think with the radiance ones,
Still, you don't need to
no,
fire
you
your
shouldn't.
gun.
You shouldn't need if using those upgrades.
Alright. Fine, but still, I think we definitely
But I don't think it's my mind. I think it's right.
Yeah, we win.
Thorns. No, I still believe what I believe, but I'm
Well,
you know,
that's what, obviously.
yeah, Thorns and Sweet Tooth should definitely be
Although we did
switched.
get someone who said that Born Ready should also go up.
Yeah,
but...
we'll talk about that. Next comment.
Dive!
Alright.
Okay, so who's this? Egregious.
Oh my god, I've just hovered over him and he's got a Hasselhoff background. Alright.
What? Oh my goodness. Is that David Hasselhoff?
I think it is. A very young one.
So, we have egregious. Egregious spelt wrong or deliberately wrong.
Maybe it's a different
Sure.
word that you just don't know.
It says it definitely is pronounced egregious, but it might not be the word egregious. He says, he writes in saying, when my son watches me play, I'm not allowed to kill loot bugs. Bug thing is the only way I can get around his compassion. I would say, egregious, that you peg your son's eyes open,
That could have taken a bad
sit
turn.
in front of the TV and just kill as many loot bugs as you can. You need to harden his mind. Kill him, actually, that might help. Yeah.
I got really scared when you said the word peg.
So did I.
Yeah.
So did I. So did I.
But to actually
Yeah,
address
we don't really need to.
the question it had,
Well-
I think if you're ever going to have a good reason to use bug thing, that's probably about it. That you can't morally bring yourself
What?
to kill
You
the
have a
loot
kid
bug.
who watches you play.
Or yeah, you have a kid that won't let you morally kill the loot
I
bug.
think, if anything, it's actually a detriment a lot of the time because whenever I pop loot bugs, I then go straight on top of them, so I just collect all the loot instantly.
Yeah.
But if they're just popping all around you, then you're gonna have to go collect it every time instead of just hoovering it up in one.
And loot bugs are good,
Go.
but I don't think they're worth. I think it would just be better to just not kill loot bugs at all ever. I think that would just, save you the space.
Well, loot
Yeah, but I
bugs
don't
are
respect
great.
people who don't kill loot bugs.
Yeah,
But
they're
I
not-
do
they're not
play
bad.
Scout though, so
But-
it's really easy to get them.
But do you think loot bugs are valuable enough to waste a space on bug thing?
No.
Sorry.
Like,
Beg your pardon?
do you think that you would actually would you rather never kill a loot bug, or run bug thing?
I'd rather run bug thing. That's the only way I can kill it. Are you saying if that's the only way you
I
can
mean,
kill
if
loot
you-
bugs?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd use it.
it's a bug thing. They can really stack up.
Yeah, it can. Especially on a refined mission.
Well, it
Or
takes
salvage
like
shop, there's
4
loads
good
of
loot
them.
bugs to get a supply drop, I think, or something.
Ugh. They even give
yeah.
you like 10.
So I don't think 20's abnormal from
You
them.
can get more than 20 from a good one. But I'd still say around
And
40
when
is
nitro
decent.
nitro spawns aren't always that good times,
Yeah.
and so it's a fucking lifesaver.
I don't respect people who don't kill loot bugs. I think you're pussies.
I fear people that use ammo to kill loot bugs. Like
What?
Jesus.
Fear people who use ammo on loot bugs.
Yeah. who actually like shoot them.
Um,
I mean, I
I-
sometimes do if they're on like the
well,
ceiling or something.
yeah,
I
obviously if
guess,
they're on the
yeah.
ceiling.
But like, if you just like always shoot them, like you never bother with the pick.
Because I'm normally scout, you can like grapple towards them and then like pickaxe hit them.
But we're not going to make any amendments based on the comment, are we? So we should probably move on.
No, yeah, but
No.
it's one of the funnier and like realer comments we had.
Thank you, Egregious. Never comment
Thanks for the
again.
Hasselhoff.
Thank you.
Hovered over that again accidentally.
Don't hoffle the Hass.
Okay,
There
next
you go.
one.
Dragarian. I'll say every possible pronunciation of this guy's name. Personally, I always have deep pockets on, except for my gunner.
That is an alright move. It is really handy.
Oh God.
We're
Okay.
gonna use this,
This
as
is
an
the long one, isn't it?
opportunity to address, that Harry said it was 5, but it's actually 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to apologise for the inconvenience
I mean, you literally had it right there, didn't you?
of me not giving a monkeys. What?
Did you have like the stats of all the perks like right in front of you?
I didn't look at deep pockets. I was confident. I knew it did.
5 is the bonus you
And
get
it was
on
the one I was
the
wrong on.
on the
On the
on the
armor,
suits.
yeah.
Yeah,
15 is
we know
deep
now.
pockets.
And
Yeah.
he brings that up.
We know now. Whatever we already knew. You didn't.
I'll kill. He says he doesn't feel that 45 isn't a lot of resource space, which I assume he's talking about if you take this armor upgrade. And he's right, it's not a lot. And you get to use your armor perk for something else. Yeah, you're right. And he's partially because I main scout. That's important. I did say it wasn't bad on scout. Oh, did I? I would say that
It should have.
considering that
It's really good on
not
scout.
5, it is good on scout because scout does a lot of mine. Usually does a lot of mining level.
Yeah, and
And he's normally
you don't
further
really
away
wanna-
from everyone
yeah,
else,
you don't
so
want to
you
have
don't
to
have the
come
mule
back
near him.
constantly. You want to be able to
And
go
it-
off
yeah.
and like stay off for as long as you can.
Whole
because-
purpose of scout is
And I
efficiency
think
because he ain't that good
I
at
think
killing.
it's actually worth. Like it actually brings it up a little bit when you just consider refineries and point extractions and nitra.
Nitra. Well, that's not that bad, is it?
That's probably one of the best uses I can imagine for it.
Yeah, but I think it's more like if the scout runs off ahead of the entire team and he's in like the next cave, because that's a serious distance for the meal to come back. But at any given moment, you're generally near the like actual place you
Why
need
did
to
we
be
put deep?
in those missions.
Well, we put deep pockets in bad.
Yeah, when we thought it was 5, but I corrected it in the video kind of, and I moved it up to probably average. Very good for scout, handy for everyone else, but nowhere near like.
There should probably be
essential.
a category for like depending on class, because
Well,
for some of
that's-
them they're terrible. For some of them they're like essential.
That's basically what our A / like great tier was. That was like ST was something that you could run and should run on like all your characters basically.
Well, it was more so you would run. You're always going to have at least one of these. That's the idea.
Yeah. If you want to actually like live like the vampire resupplier and kind of red sugar, but we kind of wavered on that.
And then like Born Ready was like you're probably always going to have this if you're a gunner or an engineer.
Yeah, but less so if you're a driller.
Vampire, particularly on driller. Vampire and driller's god tier.
Yeah, exactly.
But we considered Vampire S tier anyway.
Yeah,
It's something that
vampire
you
is
could-
good for everyone. Like godsend on
Yeah.
driller, which made it the easiest S tier of. The
Actually, pretty good on
perks.
scout as well because he's quite limited on his firepower.
Yeah, but yeah,
He's been able to use his pickaxe a bit better.
And he can freeze things.
Yeah.
So
It
he can
is, it
melee
is,
get- melee kills easier.
I said it in the video, but Vampire is by far the easiest S tier, the highest, best perk of the passives.
And it doesn't seem like anyone's disagreed.
I think Sweet Tooth's the best.
I think
Yeah,
you're wrong.
I think you're wrong, but I don't. I think it's really good still.
Oh yeah, it's still up there as far as passive goes, but I think the fact that Vampire.
Because just red sugar's like pointless without. Sweet Tooth. You just get so little.
Yeah, but like
Mhm.
without if you put Sweet Tooth on, that doesn't inherently mean you're going to get more red sugar. If there isn't any red sugar around that spawns in the mission, like, there might not be enough anyway. Still, but with vampire, you gain health directly from enemies, and there's always going to be enemies.
Yeah.
So I don't disagree with you. I mean, I disagree with you that it's the best one, but it's definitely not bad. It's,
I think that's just a personal
I mean,
thing.
I like Sweet Tooth
Yeah.
quite a bit.
I mean, I have it on
We all do.
all my characters basically. Well, yeah, I think I run Sweet Tooth and Vampire. I'm pretty sure.
It's a good perk. It's just a fair bit more situational than
Yeah.
Vampire. Vampire is technically situational, which is a weird thing.
Kind of.
But then again, I guess everyone is in a way.
talking about bigger pockets.
That's because I don't care about it.
Although it does go on to other ones.
He talks about veteran depositor. He uses them together, which is a good combo, I suppose. But I don't know if that makes them equal. In my opinion, I can't. I would not move deep pockets up. That's what I'm saying.
To what, average or higher than average? Because
No. I keep it in the C.
you
Not
still
bad.
think it's bad. I don't think it is at all. I think the deep pockets is a very reasonable, if encouraged, thing to
No,
put on a scout, and I don't think it's a
You can move
bad
it up.
idea.
It's a
Everywhere
personal
else.
thing.
Scout,
You
I
can
think,
leave
is
it
like
up.
really, really, really good. And all the other ones is just good.
Especially with, as this guy said,
Like,
run
who doesn't
veteran
want to
depositor.
carry more stuff?
Run veteran depositor, and you are basically just going to be like, it's mining back. You're gonna have like a cave.
Yeah, it means you
cleaned
get
out.
missions done quicker because you can get the objective done quicker.
Yeah.
You spend less time mining, more time doing
No,
them, like getting out of it.
You can make the amendment of moving deep pockets up to average, but
Not average.
personally, I don't care
Well,
about
I
it.
think average is fair enough. It is good for scout,
Yeah.
but even then, it's not required. And it's it's a personal choice for other characters. Like it's by no means required, and if anything, discouraged kind of, because you're not really going to be helping it yourself with that. You're just going to be,
And I think
you know,
veteran depositor and elemental installation, it might not be as frequently useful, to be honest. Deep pockets, I'll grant, it's always going to be used. You're always going to get use out of it.
Yeah.
Every mission.
yeah,
Always just going to be mining more.
yeah.
But I prefer the effects of veteran depositor and elemental installation.
Yeah.
But like I said, me not wanting to move it up is extremely personal. It's like basically in regards to my engineer build that doesn't.
I'd never use elemental insulation.
I don't use
ever.
it either. I don't use it at the moment.
Well, yeah, that was our like average tier. That was our, what was it, B?
Not bad. It's just
Yeah,
I don't use it.
yeah. It was like, it's, you use it, you will gain a benefit from it. It's definitely beneficial to use it. It's just
You're not
it's
You're not
like,
a gormless idiot for
Yeah.
using elemental installation.
but it's a bit like, you could pick something that's better, really, and there's some things that are worse. And I think Deep Pockets is definitely one of them. I think.
I think I think I agree. It's just that
You
it's like
don't
you have
want
it on one of
to.
my scouts. Yeah, I agree, but not personally. Can we move on?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it does go on talking about they use
Although we
deep
did ask him
pockets,
to explain.
deep pockets, depositor, and resupplier, which I think is a very fine combo for scout. Definitely, that sounds like a good combo. In a group,
Good combo.
sometimes I'll drop a resupply, take the movement speed, nerf, reduction, carrying speed. For an engineer, it's
Oh, you're talking about unstoppable.
it's as much tank as I can get. What? That's I think that's with. Okay, so they're pushing both deep pockets and veteran depositor. They're saying, like, with an engineer, they'll sit around the mule by the looks of it, and tank, similar to gunner.
Crazy guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't use fire on driller.
I run throw distance. speed.
Strong
okay.
arm. He's a strong arm on Driller. He's a strong arm instead of vampire.
We'll just ignore that.
If you're
for
going to
now.
use strong arm on anyone, it should be Driller because he's going to be digging up the Ignore
Yeah.
pearls and like thing.
But we'll talk about strong arm. Someone does bring it up, like this guy, right now.
Yeah, it's strong arm. Muckendorf. Muckendorf says strong arm is in every loadout. He does not elaborate.
No, he
I responded to him with what?
someone else decided to take it up
Let's
on
just ignore
himself.
Muckendorf, but yeah,
To Cassiel 42.
yes.
I am not Muckendorf. You'll notice this by the name.
Yep.
But I take it sometimes, mostly on point extractions or escort missions. It can bring
A
me-
wise man.
It can make bringing Dottie back a bit easier.
Yeah, it's just I have to call him out on that because Dottie back. First of all, I think he must be referring to
He's referring to the
trying to bring
head,
the head
yeah.
back.
Throwing the head back.
It's not a real use. And the escort duty extraction is like the easiest extraction. So
Yeah.
making it easy on yourself isn't really like, important.
So
You can to check some ceilings for leeches, the extra.
yeah, I think
Oh,
honestly
distant.
that I think that is like the best use for. That's probably why they added it to the game. The extra
Mate,
extra
yeah.
flares. It is to check for ceilings.
You can do that you can do that just by going out into the open and looking up,
Yeah.
or having heightened senses on, which is well, I suppose that's not a passive.
No,
but
it's no. Yeah.
it has uses in my opinion. Yeah, but from what you said here, that's still very limited uses.
Yeah, that is like where do we put it on like garbage, right? We put it bottom D tier. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
but both friendly and strong arm obviously have uses, but I just didn't consider them important enough
yeah.
to
I
be
mean,
like good at all.
I still don't really. You could do plenty of other
Yeah.
things to see leeches on the roofs, and I don't run strong arm, and point extractions and escort missions are still just as easy, or difficult.
I don't really see the point extraction thing, to be honest.
Basically, you just throw the aquark easier. You don't have to go.
Oh
against
yeah,
close
right.
to the-
Oh
yeah.
right, sorry. Yeah, I forgot about that part of it. I was just thinking about the flares.
Which
That's a
Oh, and
good.
bringing Dottie's head back. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, damn it. That's what he's referring to.
yeah.
Right.
So
Throwing Dottie's head.
it's definitely not bad. Honestly, that is almost making it probably tier higher.
Good, not worth the perk slot.
Yeah, but I think as far as all the other passive perks go,
You could get away with bringing it on point extraction, I think.
yeah, you probably could, but you could still do with like most of the other ones, really. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
agree.
everything else is better. Except friendly and it's a bug thing.
You can always bring more just space.
And plus, you know, with the
Deep pockets.
with the
Don't know what to
throwing
put in, just put that on.
If you have a scout, not even if you're playing scout, if you have a scout in your team, it's useless.
Should be useless, but unfortunately, a lot of scouts don't use their flares.
That is true. But
The
alright.
arseholes.
I have seen that, yeah, like most scouts in like
Yeah.
just normal, they just don't use flares. I use my flares all the time.
Shut
what are
up.
you talking about?
I just
Shut up.
I just use all of them in one room and try and light it as well as I can, and then I forget about it for the rest of the match.
Yeah, we don't because they just disappear. There's no point doing that.
Yeah, I know, but it's still, you know, see if I can light up an entire room. But yeah, next person.
Oh, good. The next one's a big one,
It is. It's not the biggest one though. I'm pretty sure.
isn't it? What do you...
No, it is. I'm pretty sure
There
there's.
it is. There isn't a bigger one. Where?
Oh, I don't know what I was thinking of then. Oh, that we already
It-
gone past that.
yeah.
That was the Dragarian one.
It's Barley XHU or Barley Shoe. It's called Barley. In conversation with MFD&D.
All right, we'll get to the
It starts
conversation
with the
first.
question.
Let's yeah.
Yeah. Are you sure the perk should be ranked in a general manner? Take Thorns, for example. They perk low difficulties, especially if you've no access to AoE damage. If you get swarmed, but it's simply not worth to take and has 4 and above missions. See, I know I should keep reading, but I can't stress how much I disagree with what you just said.
No, that's fine. I mean,
Because those problems
yeah.
only get worse when Hazard 4 and above, so it makes it more valuable.
I think it's mainly that it's like that's not enough damage for anything above swarmers and shockers, and they're not wrong in
It's
saying
not meant to
that.
be.
Yeah, but like it still kills swarmers and shockers, so it's still very much useful, and it can still kill anything that's low health.
It's like, I'm not surprised that it could kill a Grun on like Hazard 1 before it can get through your shield, but that's not what I'm using Thorns for. I'm using Thorns to help me kill shockers and swarmers, and it's great at that.
Yeah.
Even Hazard 5. That's the purpose I use it for, and
Just
it's at its best in Hazard 5.
Helps you to not get as overwhelmed, which is
Yeah,
a godsend in Hazard 5s.
And then he goes on,
Because getting overwhelmed means you die.
and he goes on to talk about Veteran, Depositor, and Friendly, saying they're totally unnecessary on lower difficulties, but can be a game changer on higher ones with the damage reduction. Obviously, we put Veteran, Depositor in a good spot, but I feel like I want to use it even more now.
yeah. Coming out of
I feel like
this,
we've talked more highly of it than we actually feel, and to back it up by actually using it.
Yeah,
But
I
the
just want to
friendly
mention
thing-
friendly. The fact that
I've never
he
felt
says
the need for it, even
I-
on Hazard 5.
yeah, but like, wouldn't friendly like
Did you say about Veteran Depositor being the best thing on low oxygen?
totally unnecessary on lower
It
difficulty?
definitely is.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah. I honestly we didn't really even consider like that kind of stuff in the
No, I don't know if that brings it up.
yeah like we try to talk in like more general things, but yeah no. But yeah, the fact that friendly is completely unnecessary in lower difficulties, but like it's game changer in the higher ones, I don't really get. Wouldn't it be more useful with lower difficulties? Because wouldn't each other be doing probably more
No.
damage than the Glyphids? Because they do no damage on lower difficulties.
No, because the friendly fire is increased in high hazards.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like on Haz 1s, you basically take no damage from friendlies.
Damn.
Mm.
All right.
At the end of that paragraph, I think isn't he suggesting a different way of doing it, doing two separate tier lists?
Well, hold on. And I haven't even mentioned them being used on different classes, which we did address, but maybe you should split them into
It also
two,
depends on
using lower
your teammates.
difficulties.
If a Tyler
Wow.
blows you up constantly with satchels.
Well, the issue is splitting them up is
Well, I think I
two
hit
things.
people with my breach cutter shots a lot as well.
I mean, there's two things to this. First of all, he isn't really critiquing our video. Well, he is, but he's more critiquing the tiers
Sorry.
as a construct, which, you know, obviously they're not just flat out that, but, like, you know, like, this is better than that in all situations. And we did address that, you know, when we talked about them most of the time. But if you split them up into, like, hazards...
I just think that on Hazard 5 you should be competent enough that you don't need friendly, and you should be
Well,
able
the
to take
issue-
other direct combat benefits.
The issue is, Harry, is that, like...
But
most-
if you're like using flamethrower, which you shouldn't be on Haz 5, it's kind of hard to
The
not
issue is, it's
damage
like-
your teammates.
Honestly, there are players that are probably higher than you, Harry, which for the record is like 777, I think, the other day, that probably don't play Haz 5 at all. Like,
Yeah, they're
I-
weirdos.
yeah, like, just because you're a high level and just because you played a lot doesn't mean that you inherently play Haz 5.
Yeah, but I think it's weird if you're not playing Hazard 4s at least. I do think that's weird.
Well, yeah,
That's just because we got really bored of doing Haz, like, anything other than Haz. Like, anything other than Haz, even Haz 4s are pretty easy.
Yeah, and I want to like speak about it not in a generality and say that if you're like over level 500 in Deep Rock, you should be good enough to be playing Hazard 4s all the time at least.
well,
It's weird if you're not. You
like-
should be good enough by then.
yeah, I guess.
You
but, like,
are, Tyler.
No. I still struggle and Haz 4s on my own.
Yeah, but you can do it.
I
But you're also
guess.
not level 500, which is what I said.
Yeah, yeah.
Half that, so it's fine.
But you know, some people just can't be asked to try, which is basically what Hazard 4 upwards is. You know,
That's why I get why they're still playing.
well, because it's a relaxing game when it isn't in Hazard 4 or 5. Have you actually
Yeah.
played like a Hazard 2 or 3, or even 1, which is ridiculous? Don't play
It's not
1.
relaxing, it's tiring.
Yeah, but it's like you basically you just
I do
like,
go on
wander
hands-free to
around.
listen to music and just like chill.
Yeah,
Because I find
there
that
is no stress.
too boring. But hands-frees are.
You can let
Maybe-
yourself be overwhelmed and you won't go down as long as you're like
Maybe
shooting back.
it's a, maybe
Like,
it's a discussion for another time.
Maybe it is. Clearly, it is.
Maybe.
But,
Maybe.
yeah.
Come on, Tyler,
Basically,
you got to keep us on track.
we are on track. They literally address that. But basically, I mean, I
Oh.
think generally speaking, I think our tiers are still accurate. But yeah, that's more of a critique on tiers itself. And then he
Honestly, his comment actually makes me want to move Vector into Foster up.
that's not even.
But I
what
don't
his
think I
goal
will.
was. His
Because I
goal
do
was
feel like it might be better than elemental insulation and strong arm.
maybe, yeah. But yeah, his comments mainly to critique the actual tiers as a thing, and then it also may just be me, but for 13 items being ranked, maybe you should try and aim for the 20-minute mark or so. So he was then commenting on the video length, which is fair enough, right? If we just wanted to rank them, we could have just done it in 5 minutes, really. We were just like, oh, that there, that
It was
there.
meant to be a long form discussion
Yeah.
video.
We were talking about each tier and explaining why we put it there, which is also why this video is going to be quite a long one because we're 30 minutes through right now.
He also mentions just skipping
And
to the
also
end to
because
see
we're
the
really
results.
stupid.
Yeah, and people would either skip to the end since they
He
don't want to watch
mentions
45
skip
minutes,
to the end.
or
We
they
don't
would
skip to the end because it's in the thumbnail.
Or yeah, and that's fair enough. You know, if you don't want to watch 45 minutes, fair enough. But the 45 minutes are there, and I would have liked to have like actually put like timestamps for each like perk. Like if you're particularly interested
Yeah,
in
why
one
did- why
perk. Well, I don't
why
know how
didn't
to.
do that?
I have no
Okay,
idea.
fair
how
enough.
To. I need to look that up.
That would be good though.
It would.
Although,
Yeah.
once again, maybe not a discussion for on air.
Yeah, well, well.
This is behind the scenes, guys.
This,
This
no,
is behind the scenes of Curse.
In all fairness,
This is
this
one of
this
the-
question is not
special.
This is not really a deep rock question. This is a direct video, like discussion, which I'm fine with because I need to talk about this stuff. But yeah, okay. Some people actually did comment on this. I didn't actually see this.
Well, yeah,
MF,
and someone came back to him. MFD&D.
yeah. You can say it, Harry.
He says hard to disagree on thorns for the same reason you don't like it. So is this exactly what I said, basically? Getting bitten by a swarm has way more consequences than has for a plus, and not getting bitten a second time is super important. You're going to get hit eventually, the ability to mitigate that damage is huge. I agree, it's slightly different to what I said. I just agree with this guy.
Yeah, no. I mean, he is right. Swarmers are.
We're not going to change the thorns.
Yeah, swarmers are more dangerous in Hazard 5, just as everything is. So the fact that there is a perk that eliminates a threat without you doing anything is still strong, definitely.
Yes.
And then Bally responds.
Yes.
I always thought about it. I always thought about it something like this: just a few swarmers don't do much problem.
Yeah, they do.
While as having quite a few rush you could leave you in the dust. But this is also another good point you make, since it makes the same perk shine in two different light. Thanks to two different playstyles. On higher difficulties, I prefer to bring more AoE weapons, sometimes with the dash as an active perk, so I usually have very little trouble with the swarmers. But on lower difficulties, I can just chill with barely any problems without AoE weapons and the dash. So that's basically it. He uses thorns.
That just feels like ignoring engineer and scout.
That's the thing. I think he's just basically seeing thorns through the sight of like, it makes it so much easier to just relax in low difficulties. And he wants to be a lot more hands-on, which means he doesn't want to rely on thorns in the higher ones, by the seems of it. But yeah, I mean...
Yeah, but neither engineer nor scout have the ability to do what he says in a way that helps with swarmers.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
Mate.
talking about killing them just straight up, not
Yeah.
passively. Yeah.
Engineer's AoE options he doesn't have the ammo for that.
No, but the turrets are good as swarmers, and
Yeah, the turrets are
Scout
good, but
has the
they're not an immediate
shockwave on the
solution.
shotgun.
yeah, they're both all right. Turrets are much better, but they have the downside of need to be built.
With the scout, right, you like grapple away, then they chase you and they're more close together, and then one shot from the shotgun will kill most of them.
Mm.
And you got 2 shots. And I run the
I think
thing that means that you
having a
can
lot
fire
of
one
swarm,
on the other really quickly.
lots of swarmers getting around you. It happens to me a lot on Legend 5.
Yeah. There's also
Uh,
engineer kind of
uh,
has to stay in the same sort of area.
So
'Cause of his
Fawn seems
turrets.
to be the biggest issue here.
Have you
Yeah, it's
moved
because
it up.
there's so many
Alright,
variables.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why.
Are we going to have
Like,
to...
depending on the exact
we might
circumstances is
have
whether or
to
not it's going
leave
to be
it where
good.
it was. I think, to be honest.
We'll have to look.
Where
at
was
that.
it?
Well, we disagree with him. We don't have to do anything.
I don't hard disagree with him.
Well, he's saying that if anything, he's saying it's really strong on lower difficulties, right? And we know that it's even still strong
Right,
on
yeah,
the
which
higher
I disagree
difficulties.
with.
So that means that it's really good low difficulty, perfectly usable high difficulty, and it's handy for those 2 characters. So it's, if anything, yeah, I think it should be put in S.
So, yeah, I guess considering we agreed more with the guy earlier who made us put it there.
Yeah. But yeah, last comment.
Right, the last comment from _ITG.
Yeah.
Lovely. Born Ready really needs to be an S tier. It's not needed with every weapon combo, but it ranges from useful to mandatory in the majority of builds across all classes. That's technically true, we'll get to that though.
Yeah.
Weapon downtime gets you killed, so skipping downtime is really strong. So
He's
when it
not
comes to
wrong.
majority builds in all classes, that doesn't actually apply to Driller. A majority of builds
Yeah.
on a
Driller is
numbers
pretty
point
pointless.
level, a majority of Driller's builds would not benefit from Born Ready.
And
technically.
Well, the
and it
only
is very,
weapon you have to reload, right,
it
is
is
the
literally
Sparta.
Sparta
3 of
flamethrower,
them.
Sparta flamethrower and goo. But literally, you can make a
Yeah.
build on the Driller where running Born Ready is literally worse than
Literally has no effect.
literally worse than it's a bug thing. Which I get is really specific and a real piss take, right? But I feel like
But
it
it's
needs
possible.
to be stated because it's
And
saying
most,
it
like,
ranges
Cryo's
from
better,
it
and
ranges
it's pointless on
from
that.
useful to useful to mandatory when it doesn't. It ranges from worse than it's a bug thing to useful or like you know
but I
strong.
do. Yeah, but like he is talking about be pragmatic with it, which we did mention how it's not needed on every weapon combo. But I'm also right about the Driller thing in that is 4 pieces of equipment that don't benefit from it and 3 that do.
Yeah.
So technically he's wrong, and that renders his entire argument irrelevant.
And and it's still definitely one of the strongest by far. But I feel like the fact that it's near useless on one of the characters and its usefulness varies on the others.
I
I
think
it's not
on
really
my
for
scout build. It's a complete essential on my scout build.
Ugh.
Isn't his reloads really quick?
Like, oh,
All
no,
of them are
but
pretty
as in right. I use the shotgun that means you can jump. It's just because it means I have insane like maneuverability, and it also means I can just negate my own fall damage all the time. So I can just grapple to the ceiling and go flying, and then just shoot the floor, and I'll be fine.
Be caught out with it. Having to reload.
That seems quite
Because like, if I
specific,
grapple
though.
to the ceiling,
That's like
no, but it means that then I
one
never
use.
ever will die of fall damage.
Well, actually, that's not the one use. I mean, isn't there
Yeah.
also the
Nothing use is one-shotting dreadnoughts.
yeah embedded detonators?
But that's not. It's difficult
Which
to do.
you can also use with the Sabata, in all fairness, which I've never done, but I never run.
I've done it
already
once
on
with
Driller.
Zukovs.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's perfectly... I don't think anyone would argue if it was an S tier or wasn't an S tier. Like,
I think
just
it belongs
like-
where it is.
I think, it's
I think it's
definitely...
fantastic on engineer as well. With
It's
the
S
slow reload of the
I think
breach
it's
cutter.
sort of essential on engineer.
S tier on engineer, S tier on gunner.
Well, no, Gunner. I mean, Yeah, it's mainly the Thunderhead though.
Yeah.
Because, as in you have to use it if you're using the Thunderhead, basically.
I guess.
Yeah.
The rockets are.
Because then you can
freaking
just be like
good.
always shooting. Like you use the Thunderhead swap out to whatever your secondary is, and then when you've born ready,
Yeah.
Yeah.
swap back
No,
in.
it's,
That means you're
Okay,
always going to be
it is,
shooting.
it is
S-tier
always good for
engineer.
gunner, but not really when using the minigun.
S tier engineer, A tier gunner, probably B tier scout, because it's not a bad idea for
B
scout.
tier scout.
I love it. It's so
Yeah,
good.
for your literally one gun with the one
bill.
overclock. Let that
B
settle
tier's
in.
fine, Tom. That's fine.
Okay.
That's generous.
Yeah.
And then, like, are we going for D?
I disagree, but
D.
agree.
D, and then so you kind of average it out, and you're left with B or A, and I think putting it as B is unfair. So I think A.
I think
is,
we're not moving it.
yeah, it is staying where it is. It's definitely he's not wrong, but we did
Lots
acknowledge
of
it.
variability, but average is A because sometimes it's S, sometimes it's B, sometimes it's A.
All right, so we're done through all of the
Finally!
Reddit
I
ones.
need to get shit!
We are. Are we still comfortable with Vampire? Which is yes, by the way. Vampire is the best passive perk. Sweet Tooth.
Do we just run through it?
Resupplier. No, no. I think we are not happy with Sweet Tooth being in exceptional, right?
What? Sweet Tooth went down.
Yeah, Sweet Tooth went down. So we want it in great.
Yeah.
Yeah, do whatever. I disagree with most of it anyway.
Yeah, well, you
That's
weren't there
a
when you
take.
made it, so...
Resupplier is
Yeah.
still exceptional. All in favour.
I think Born Ready and Sweet Tooth are like the best.
Great, you'll love the A tier then.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm starting to see it differently. I'm not sure if Resupplier
Don't.
should be in exceptional.
What's wrong?
Well, it's like if we're going with the Sweet Tooth logic of like it's not always available. Resupply is more available than most, but like Born Ready and Thorns are a constant asset. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you're right. Does that mean we need to move resupply down?
I think we need to bring Resupplier back down and put Born Ready and Thorns in S. I think.
This is cool. Do you know why I like this? Because that's my engineer setup. It's my unchangeable setup. I can't do anything
we've got
to
moved
it. It doesn't
pockets
include
to
these Sweet
average.
Tooth or resupplier. It's
'Cause
Vampire,
correction.
Forge, and Born Ready.
Uh,
So we're putting Born Ready in S tier. Okay, do that.
yeah.
But
So
I'll be moving
Vampire,
Resupply
Thorns,
down.
Born
This is
Ready,
still a good
S.
one.
Resupplier, Sweet Tooth, and Veteran Depositor. Do we agree that should go up?
What?
Veteran Depositor. Should it go up to
What
great?
about it?
I think it should.
We didn't move it up. We decided to keep it where it is. It's probably the most perfectly placed one, to be honest.
Yeah, you think it's like?
Oh,
Well, I think it's good.
maybe we should have tried to. Like,
I think it's very
it.
similar to Resupplier and Sweet Tooth.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe we shouldn't move resupply down, but we should move Veteran Depositor up.
You think Resupplier should be an exceptional Veteran Depositor and Sweet Tooth?
Kind
great.
of. Yeah, I think so. No, just go with this for now, right? Vampire, Thorns, Resupplier, and Born Ready in S/exceptional,
Yeah.
and Sweet Tooth and Veteran Depositor in Great /A.
Average
for now.
is elemental insulation and deep pockets. Yeah.
And Elemental Insulation and Deep Pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then unstoppable
you
second
cut out for all
wind.
of that.
uh,
Yep. That's not going to change.
And friendly, strong arm, and bug thing. They were the most like. No one mentioned unstoppable second wind. No one cares about them. They are in the right place. Let's get that straight.
No, why would anyone disagree?
Elemental insulation, not at all. No one brought up, so that's in the right place.
Once again, probably perfectly placed.
Yeah.
No 3.
But yeah, friendly, strong arm,
And
is a bug
Vampire, I
thing.
suppose.
Yeah, vampire's in the right place. No one brought that up.
We didn't move anything down to D, did we? Down to awful.
No, I don't.
No, we didn't need to. We didn't move anything from it either.
Well, yeah, it's a bug thing. It's still a joke of a perk. Strong arm. I guess it has.
That's not even like.
Honestly.
That's not even like it's terrible. It's because it is actually. It's literally a joke. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. But
Strong arm.
honestly, strong
Shame
arm.
that's not wrong.
I think it could go up to bad.
Oh, strong arm and friendly both could really.
No. Friendly should not.
Oh.
It is a not
Okay.
necessary pick with teammates, let alone when you're on your own. It stays in awful.
Then.
But I think strong arm
Friendly.
is
I think we could be
just
strong up.
like
It's probably equal to those two.
yeah.
I
I
agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Speak up.
Cool. This
Strong
just
arm.
looks very different now.
We will not be amending this again.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, I might respond to the comments
A
to
year
this
from now.
in the comments, but yeah.
No, don't even do that.
No.
Complete radio silence.
Right. So Tom, you don't agree with some of these, do you?
Well, it's already up to air, so
I
we can't
don't
really complain.
Yeah, but that's because I am like a scout player.
That's why you love already so much. Makes
Yeah.
perfect sense.
Well, I'm just built different.
Do you run?
Yeah,
deep
you are built
pockets?
different to every other scout.
On my scout, yeah, I think so.
All right. So do you? Would you say that you run deep pockets, board ready, and like what? As a scout.
I'll have a
Tooth.
look actually.
Sweet Tooth, isn't it?
Probably
think it
Sweet
is,
Tooth, yeah. I think I
You
have
said
Sweet
that you
Tooth
think
like
Sweet Tooth
everyone.
belongs in S.
Yeah. So born ready, sweet tooth, and deep pockets. Harry, you're an engineer main. You use vampire, thorns, and resupplier. I would say my go-to driller build has vampire, thorns, and I think sweet tooth.
My gunner build would switch out Thorns for Resupplier, which is why I bought to keep Resupplier in S. Because it's essentially what I replace Thorns with, and I don't think someone needs.
I think we're done here.
I think we should be. We've got 4 things in S.
Yeah. I mean, I am kind of
Alright.
debating.
Yeah, Resupplier would make it feel a bit.
Yeah, resupply doesn't feel right.
No, it doesn't, does it? Doesn't. Feels out of
I'll bring
place.
it down. I'm bringing it down. I don't see how it looks.
Maybe we should follow. I should follow my heart. Yeah, it's pretty down.
Yeah, does that look? I think that looks right.
Yeah, yeah. I can imagine people still disagreeing with Thorns and Born Ready, but I don't. No.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, the thing to take from this is actually, honestly, I'm gonna add a new tier. You don't have to.
What's that?
How do you make a new
What's it
tier?
gonna be?
It's just gonna be the best, and it's gonna be vampire.
What? Oh,
What, Thomas?
Driller, yeah. Only driller
essential.
though.
How do you actually do this? Add a row above. There we are.
I'm not even like sold on Vampire being absolutely incredible. I just think the game works when you're not using it. Feels worse
You
when you can't
absolutely
killing
need
enemies.
Sweet or vampire
Okay.
because you can't not have healing.
Well, you can. Tom, I don't know if you're aware of this, but red sugar still gives you health.
Not much though.
Yeah, but if you were to run resupply, the resupply
Red Sugar's probably more useful.
covers.
Max Terror Plague and elimination missions.
Why?
You want to elaborate?
Yeah, I think I get elimination because I think there's more red sugar on elimination, but bacteria plague. Harry,
Why not?
Why? Why is it any better on that than anything else? You can't do this.
No comment.
Complete radio
Just
silence.
Look.
grind
We're
set.
done. We're not changing anything else.